Hey, how's it going? Great to have you back. A couple weeks ago, I put together a little coffee montage for an intro to one of my videos, and I just wanted to go through how I created that little sequence of the Nespresso capsule flying up in the air on its own. But before that, I'm just gonna play the coffee montage video. Here it is. So I'm gonna go over how I made the coffee capsule fly up on its own, only with practical effects and a bit of editing in Premiere Pro. Okay, so real quick, what are practical effects? Basically, they are special effects that are produced physically as opposed to using CGI. I personally have no idea how to do any sort of CGI, and it's also very time consuming to learn and super expensive to hire someone to do. So I have to resort to using any sort of special effects through using practical effects. But why bother doing it? Why bother getting these special effects into your videos? Firstly, when you incorporate special effects into your films, it can help captivate your audience and also help to create a connection between you and your audience, which will in turn make it more likely for the people watching your video to remember watching the video. If you think about it, special effects help you create unique and energetic shots, which will entice the viewer and also make your video stand out from other videos that are somewhat similar to the video that you're creating. And if you're making something commercial, you'll definitely want to take that extra step and make your video stand out. Okay, let's get started. All I used for my backdrop was a 4-foot wide paper roll, which I laid down on my desk in my bedroom. And to light it, I used an Aperture Amaran 100D with a light dome, and I shot everything on my Sony a7 III. So the way I shot this effect, I split it up into 2 shots. And the first shot is of the capsule flying up out of the sleeve. All I did was place the Nespresso sleeve on the table where I wanted it. Then I got Nico to get up onto the chair and drop the capsule into the sleeve. So this second shot is a little more tricky to do. Firstly, set up your camera in a top-down setup so it's capturing everything directly below it. For this example, I had to cut the majority of the Nespresso sleeve so that I was left with a sleeve that was only a couple centimeters tall, and therefore allowed more space for the capsule to fly up and out of the sleeve up towards the camera. If I didn't cut the sleeve, the distance between the top of the sleeve and the camera would have been a lot shorter, and the effect would have been so much harder to get and probably wouldn't have worked quite as well. So that's also something to keep in mind if you're trying to pull off this effect, depending on what you're taking a video of. Then make sure to set your camera to the highest frame rate you can go to capture slow motion footage. Then set the focus distance to be as short as possible, then place the camera onto your top-down setup. So to get the shot, just throw the capsule up, just so that when it reaches the top of its loop, you know, like when you throw it up and it reaches the very top, that point where it's at the very top, it's just in focus. And also, right after you throw the capsule up in the air, just take your hand out as quickly as possible. And then of course in this example, I got Nico to reach in and catch the capsule again. I only caught it in this scenario because I wanted my character to catch the Nespresso capsule and then start making his coffee, but you don't actually have to catch the Nespresso capsule if you want to pull this effect off. You can just let it land on the table and the effect will still work just as well. Also, make sure to get a little bit of extra blank footage of your set, just because you'll definitely need a blank slate when you're editing. Okay, let's go over editing real quick. After bringing the footage into Premiere Pro, all you have to do for the first shot is drag it onto your timeline and reverse the clip and let the capsule fly out of the sleeve as opposed to flying into it. This shot is important not really to achieve the effect on its own, but more so to set up the next shot so we can cut on the action of the Nespresso capsule flying out of the sleeve. And that means in the next shot we can primarily focus only on the capsule flying. For the second shot, find the best take that you had and drag it onto your timeline. Add a speed ramp from normal speed to 20% speed, or however slow you want to make it, or however slow you can make it, and then back to normal speed again at the very end. You basically want to slow the clip down right as the capsule is at its very peak, and then speed it up again at the end, back to 100% as the capsule is falling. Kind of like that. The only problem to fix now, as you can see, is the hand, which is still visible. To fix this, you're going to need that blank slate footage. So take that footage and place it below your main clip. Select the free draw Bezier tool and draw a mask around the hand. And make sure to invert the mask too. Then keyframe its path for the entire clip until the hand completely leaves the frame. And you'll basically have gotten rid of your hand. The quicker you move your hand out of frame while you're filming, the less keyframing you're gonna have to do. Then lastly, slap a color grade onto your video, edit in the sound design, and you have a believable video of an object flying. In this case, it is the Nespresso capsule flying out of the sleeve. I hope you found this video useful and enjoyed it as well, and I hope you're able to take this practical effect and make something really cool on your own. Please leave a like, comment down below, and also subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.